Hello, my name is Ivy Carter, and today I will be presenting my local business retention during the COVID pandemic proposal. Albuquerque got its first taste of the COVID-19 shutdown on March 25th, 2020, when Michelle Lujan Grisham announced a statewide stay-at-home order, which effectively had all non-essential businesses temporarily closed. This drastically changed the economic system in Albuquerque nearly overnight. Many Albuquerque workers were laid off, and the unemployment number went from a steady 4.5 in previous months to 5.8 in March of 2020, and then it more than doubled after that and has fluctuated since. The federal government has extended unemployment benefits to freelancers, part-time workers, and students. There has been a group that has not received as much attention, though, a group that can be called the foundation of the economy. Our local businesses. Mayor Tim Keller rolled out the initiative for #BuyLocal in July of 2018. For every $100 spent in locally owned businesses, $68 stays in the Albuquerque economy, compared to only $43 when selecting to spend at larger chains based on other parts of the country or world activity. Before the stay-at-home order was issued, Albuquerque was ranked 9th for economic growth potential in the United States. Most businesses in Albuquerque rent from commercial property companies or landlords. Due to the stay-at-home order, customers' foot traffic has reduced significantly. Most sales are done online if they're done at all. Many businesses in Albuquerque have a main income of services, not goods, which cannot be translated to an online setting easily. March of 2020. There are landlords that have been lenient on their tenants, allowing them to pay a little less rent. The stay-at-home order lasted until June 1st for many businesses. This is 4 months without or with limited income. As a result, 199 small businesses have faced permanent closure as of July 29th, 2020. Small businesses have been offered loans for business expenses using taxes during the stay-at-home order. With less local businesses for customers to purchase their goods, the more they will turn to larger chains. Closing businesses with outstanding debts will go bankrupt. My proposal is to use the stay-at-home order as the baseline for how rent should be charged. Rental agreements, usually including base rent for space, fees associated with the maintenance of the property, and utilities. Small business owners will be responsible for the fees and utilities, but the use of space fee will be based off the governor's orders. This legislation will only be in effect during the lockdown orders. If a landlord does not own their commercial property, they are encouraged to go through the current loan programs that is offered for businesses to cover business expenses. Percentage of occupancy has fluctuated due to the number of COVID cases in the state. Let's say that a business is allowed to have 25% occupancy. They are essentially losing out on 75% of possible foot traffic. The value of a space is usually determined by the accessibility to customers. The tenant should be limited to pay for 25% of that agreed upon fee. If this order of 25% is only effective for 2 weeks, and the next 2 weeks the occupancy is increased to 50%, then the rent payment will be dictated as such. In some cases, landlords will have an agreement with the tenant to pay an extra 2 to 5% if their revenue exceeds a certain amount. Each business will compare their revenue from last year to this year, depending on the percentage lost or gained, will determine how much of a percentage they will pay towards the landlord. If revenue has increased or is the same as last year, the rental payment will not change. If revenue from last year is less than this year, we will take the percentage lost and subtract by 100 and divide by 10. If a business owner loses 75% of their revenue from last year, the business owner will pay 2.5% of the revenue of their current month towards rent. The last factor is these business qualifications. The owner actually lives in New Mexico. I also have here that if a business has been closed due to the governor's orders and has no revenue, they will not have to pay for the use of space, but will be responsible for other fees. If a business is exceeding revenue from last year, they will not be eligible for rent reduction. If a business has been established this year and has no revenue history from last year, they will have to provide documentation on the projected revenue. So this is our implementation. In order to implement this, we will need a third party between the landlord and the business owner. The business owner will have to make a claim to the department for rent reduction. The rental payment will be paid to the department and then paid to the landlord from there with an itemized charge statement. By going through this department, this will also allow business owners to not be evicted and will freeze their lease agreements from any changes until the public health order has been completely lifted. Business owners, the ability to focus on staying healthy and safe without losing their livelihood, Albuquerque will be a better place to boost the economy after the stay-at-home order is lifted. The local economy multiplier effect is the economic principle where every dollar that is spent in an economy will have a broader effect on the economy. By maintaining these businesses, local customers can make the choice to spend their money at local businesses.